Hi, Katja. Lovely to see you again. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has. Lovely to connect with you again and have this opportunity. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Can you just introduce yourself and let people know a bit about what you do?
So my name is Dr. Katja Rusanen, and I love helping people to succeed on purpose. And how I do that specifically is helping them to overcome any limiting inner stories that they may carry that might not serve them right now, and then finding a way to transform those limitations into power so that they can use those experiences they have had in life as a stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks.
Excellent. And you've recently qualified and become a doctor. Would you like to tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. So I got this doctorate from Peace Theological Seminary and College of Philosophy, because I know I have heard a lot like, what? There is a doctorate in spiritual science. And yes, there is. And that included several years of studies. And how I got into this path was that first of all, I studied to be certified life coach, a spiritual life coach. And then I felt like, I want to continue this study path. And I found masters in spiritual psychology. And that was in University of Santa Monica in California. So I went there. And while I studied there was more. Like it's this like, and there is more. So I found masters in spiritual science that was a stepping stone to be able to qualify for the doctorate program. That was 3 years after 2 years of masters. And it is a lot to recognizing yourself as a multidimensional being, applying and implementing soul transcendence, and seeing yourself really as a soul having this human experience. And that's what I want to now also help others to do, seeing this life experiences as an opportunities to learn and grow and use everything for our upliftment. So this was definitely a study journey that changed my approach into life. And I'm so grateful for my teachers because it was very eye-opening.
And how do you think people have changed sort of over the recent decade in terms of spiritual growth and having more interest in that?
I think it's becoming more and more mainstream. Like people are seeking, a lot of people are seeking. And I think we always have had that question that I also help people to answer: why I'm here. What's the purpose of life? And that was a question I personally asked a lot when I was going through challenging life experience at the age of 16. I lost a boyfriend to suicide, and that put me into a very dark place where I was asking why. And that seeking started for me back then, but I feel like now more and more people, and especially because of the event during the past few years, help people a little bit to stop and pause and start seeking something deeper. We want to find something deeper meaning here, why we are here, what can we do here while we are on the earth. And that's a beautiful and powerful opportunity to find that connection, find your calling, so that we are really succeeding on purpose.
And how do you think people's lives change after they come to see you for the help and the guidance?
So I especially work with people who have gone through some sort of trauma in the past, because that's often a starting point that they have the calling. They want to help others who might have gone through something similar. And that was my starting point as well. As I found a way through very dark times, I was like, I want to help others. I want to inspire others. I want to be a spark of light. And that gave me purpose. And that helped me to keep going. And those people who have gone through dark times, sometimes there are lingering trauma. Like we the trauma can be 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but there might be some elements that still are holding us back. And it's like having those aha moments like, this is something I repeat, this is my pattern, and then helping to find ways and having the support to overcome the pattern, overcome the old story that you might be telling yourself who you are and what you are capable of because something that happened in the past. And I personally carried a long time a story I'm not good enough because I was not able to save my boyfriend. That was my thought. I should have been able to see it because I'm very intuitive. I should have been able to prevent it happening. So that meant I wasn't good enough. I wasn't attractive enough, attentive enough. I just simply wasn't enough. And that has been a story I have personally needed to overcome. So now people might be checking in. What is the story that you are carrying within? What might be some thoughts that keep repeating, especially when you start going for your goals, going for your dreams? So is there something that you feel is holding you back? And sometimes it's something you can't really put your finger on. You just feel there is just something. And if this something would go away, I could move forward with greater ease. So I can help to pinpoint finding that root cause so we can clear it, heal it, and help you to have the strategies to keep moving forward.
Yeah. So do you think everything happens for a reason? Like maybe you've become a better therapist because of your trauma in your past?
I totally believe that it is possible to transform pain to purpose. And it is the only mystery is there a time. For me, it was a lengthy process because I was also not wanting to have help. I didn't think I deserved to have help. But I know now it's possible to do that transformation. It's possible to find the joy of living again and having that calling, because I believe all of us have the seed of purpose within us.
Yeah.
And that seed of purpose, whatever that is, can be used as a motivation. And everything that has happened in the past, one day you might see how everything has been a stepping stone for you. And often at least I was like getting caught up into this suffering part. I couldn't see beyond it. But when you start seeing that instead of life happening to you, you start seeing that life happened for you, that's when you start seeing the lessons you learned on the way. And there are events, there are situations, circumstances that are so hard to grasp on a human level. Like there is so much pain and suffering when it comes to emotional, mental, and even physical level. And that's why we need the higher perspective into these things, seeing things from soul's perspective. And I believe our soul is here for learning. And when you start seeing the learning and growth that has come afterwards, after we endured and went through challenging life situations, that's when the magic starts happening, because that's when we start transforming that wound, like healing that wound and finding that power within us to then help others on the way.
Yeah, definitely. We have to sort ourselves out before we help the other people, I think, as well. And then who are the people that have inspired you, in terms of spiritual teachers or any writers?
Well, I always credit my mom as my first spiritual teacher, and she taught me so much about intuition. And she was just ordinary woman, but she was very connected. And when I was growing up, that was sometimes even annoying because she just knew things. I was trying as a teenager hide things, but she saw all through. So definitely my mom has been a great inspiration for me. but also like my spiritual teacher, John Roger, he has been, his wisdom is something I love to often refer, and he has already passed, but his teachings are still here, and I often continue studying and learning from him and the wisdom that he brought forward here.
Great. And you're going to give the listeners a little gift. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, because often what I hear from people is that there is so much negativity in the world. Many might feel overwhelmed. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I just can't cope, because sometimes the negativity comes from the inner circle. Sometimes it comes from workplace. Sometimes it comes from just tapping into social media, and all you see is negativity. So what I want to do is help you to start shifting that, so you can take care of you, so that you can then go and take care of others. So what I have put together is a guide that gives you 5 simple ways how you can start clearing the negativity, because the negativity is so heavy. So we want to help you to clear that, and so that you can move forward with greater ease. And this guide will give you this simple ways to clear negative energy. I guide you through step by step. And this is a way for you to optimize your well-being, so that you can do your best work in the world. So this is something I want to give for your audience.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that'll be very useful for a lot of people.
I do.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we close?
Sure. So what I often share with people is that your past does not need to equal your future. So whatever you have gone through in the past, it does not need to be same in the future, because you can transform that story that you are telling yourself and move forward and succeed on purpose. It's possible, and your story can also inspire others when you share it, because your story really matters. But you need to share it from a place that you share the lesson and not the wound. So if you are seeking support, I'm here to help you, because I would love you to have the feeling that I am really indeed fulfilling my purpose here.
That's excellent. And you're inspiring a lot of people. So thanks very much. And we'll put all the details in the notes, and your link to your website and everything. So lovely to chat with you.